Hi everyone, welcome. My name is Timur Komen. I'm a cybersecurity professional, and today I would like us to skim through ethical hacking, general ethical hacking, and locking the mind of hacker in a way that is for more defensive and for good. So before I proceed, I would like first of all to make a disclaimer that this video is generally for educational purposes, and you are free to use it. You are free to share it to anyone who intends to learn more about ethical hacking. And when we talk of ethical hacking, this is one of the fascinating and powerful fields where the skills of an hacker are used for defense and not destruction. I will explore the tools, we will explore the mindset, we will explore ethics that drive professionals to think like hackers but act as protectors. Generally, the goal is to understand how these experts stay one step ahead of cyber criminals, safeguarding the systems that we really rely on day to day. Now, let us ask ourselves the general ethical hacking in a way that is very simple and easy to understand. When we talk of ethical hacking, it is a legal and authorized attempt. So meaning it is permissioned in a way to identify vulnerabilities or weaknesses in a system before a malicious hacker can exploit them. So we think of it as a preemptive strike, that is finding and fixing problems before an attack happens. Ethical hackers generally or essentially are digital detectives and security testers rolled into one. So it's a combination of a digital detective and a security tester that are combined or integrated into one. And these ethical hackers or these experts adopted the mindset of an attacker but always act as a defenders, following a strict code of ethics and working only with permission. So they tend to think like hackers and act like defenders. Hacking communities generally describe different types of hackers by hat colors, just like the way Western film is done. We have the red hat, vigilante, or the hackers who target cyber criminals and are often used aggressive tactics. Then we have blue hat. The blue hat are security specialists brought in before products launch to test and patch vulnerabilities within the system. Then we have the gray hat who operate without malicious intent but act without permission. At times, this can be still very illegal because they operate without any permission. So at times, it can be very, very illegal. The gray hat who are just naive or beginners in hacking, learning the ropes and experimenting with systems. They are generally inexperienced hackers, so they tend to test it with existing systems. Then we have the white hat hackers. These are just the ethical hackers with full permission to strengthen security within a system. Then we have the black hat. These are just the cyber criminals who break the law for personal gain or malicious purposes. So understanding the full spectrum of these categories helps you to understand motivations and ethics in the hacking world. And now the scope of ethical hacking is very, very broad. It includes testing networks, it includes testing servers, it includes cloud systems, it includes web applications, it includes even physical access points. So it's not just about the code. People can also be the weakest link. So social engineering tests are also very, very important. Ethical hacking always stays within approved and documented boundaries. So anything outside those agreed limits crosses into illegal territory, and that's why it is very, very important for us. The hacker mindset. To be a very effective ethical hacker, it needs a certain specific mindset, and one of it is being very curious. Curiosity is more of like always having that burning desire to understand how things work and how they can be broken. There is also another key instance of not giving up when a method fails. Trial and error should not frustrate any ethical hacker expert. Instead, this can be used as a way to be more persistent and try to be very resilient in the journey. Then we have creativity. This is where they tend to be more creative, problem solving, to discover unexpected attacks, to bypass security or uncover any weakness within the system. So it is not just enough to follow a specific checklist in best ethical hacking. They tend to think like unpredictable hackers. So you need not to like use a specific checklist. You need to have a widened horizon that can help you to navigate through the journey. Ethical hacking generally follows a structural process. We have reconnaissance, and reconnaissance generally as one of the key phases in ethical hacking is about learning as much as possible before touching the target. So it means doing background check, understanding what the servers or anything that happens within the entire ecosystem or the environment. Now we have various or two types of reconnaissance. One is passive and the second one is active, and we have various tools that are used in this case. So in passive reconnaissance, which is normally called the passive recon, you collect the data using OSINT tools, and we are going to discuss this one deeply. Then we have active recon, whereby you interact directly with systems to gather data. And in this case of reconnaissance, tools like Shodan, which is purely for IoT search or Internet of Things search. We have Malteco, which is for relationship mapping, and tools like Cuckoo Docs for search exploits. That is about reconnaissance. When we talk of this scanning and enumeration, once reconnaissance is done, you've done the background check, you've succeeded, you now scan the network, identify any potential entry points. That means any open service, any open ports, or any weaknesses. And here you employ tools like Nmap to reveal open ports and services, while vulnerability scanners such as Nexus highlight known flaws to you. So this enumeration goes deeper. It uncovers details about the services, maybe the user accounts and the shared resources, all of which would be used to gain access. It is more of like trying to understand the entire system we now exploit. This is where we test whether a weakness can actually be used to compromise the system. So common techniques include SQL injections to manipulate DBs or databases. We have phishing to trick users into giving up credentials, and this one is very common as well. After gaining access, we simulate now what a real attacker might do, such as moving deeper into the network or collecting sensitive data. We extract proof of concept evidence here without harming systems or exposing actual user data. And then we finally prepare a detailed report including all discovered vulnerabilities and their severity and highly recommended fixes. Why we are doing this as an ethical hacker? We do this generally to protect the internal systems from any external or malicious exploitation. As an ethical hacker, you should document vulnerabilities and recommend remediation strategies. We have essential tools. Kali Linux is a security-focused OS, and it operates with hundreds of preloaded tools. Exploit, which is a framework for developing and launching exploits. A Valve suite as well for testing and securing web applications. We have tools like Wireshark for analyzing traffic, spotting malicious or suspicious patterns. And knowing the right tool for the job is half the battle. That ethical hacking is about thinking like an attacker to protect what matters most, and understanding threats, exploiting them in a controlled environment, fixing vulnerabilities. We are creating more safer systems for everyone. I hope that the presentation for today has given you insights into both technical and human sides of cybersecurity.